Hey, what's up everyone, it's Mark with M2M Detail, and today we're going to be going over a tinting back window. We're not going to move this, we're not going to take the decals off, we're going to be using SolarGuard film. We're going to do a 28% on the back. So yeah, I'll walk you through everything, show you how we cut it out on the plotter, and pretty much all the steps, and then dry. We're going to be dry shrinking. I already did the dryer sheet on the back, so that's why it looks like that. It's almost dry, so once it completely dries, we'll move the film over and start the shrinking process. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get to it. I'm going to place the film on the glass. And we're just going to roll it out. Alright, so now we got it cut out. We can peel this back. This away. Sure, we got a clean cut on the top. We do. The reason why I cut so close is because we're not taking off the spoiler. We're leaving everything intact. So we gotta get as close as possible on these edges so it fits okay for the shrinking. All right, guys. Before we place the film, we gotta make sure it's dry. You want it to be dry so it sticks better. But yeah, it's almost there. So I'm gonna get my gloves on, get the heat gun ready, and I'll show you guys the dry shrinking. All right, guys. So we're gonna do the test fit. You're gonna have the inside of your film going down, you have the liner facing out. Make sure you're shrinking the film the right way. What I like to do, we're going to open this up real quick. I like to use my scan grip light. So I put it in the back seat or something on the vehicles, and it's really bright. So this will help us. That will help us see the outline of the window so we can make sure we have the film lined up the right way. So, looks like, come over this one a tiny bit. So hoping you guys can see that. So that's the light showing through the defroster, kind of the matrix right there. So pretty much a lot easier to see everything. All right, guys, you ready to do this? I like to use gloves. That's just me personally. A lot of people use cards and stuff. I just feel like with the glove, you're less likely to crease the film and stuff. So we're going to anchor it down in the middle, anchor up on the sides, and pretty much like an H pattern. So you're going to be making an H right now. Get everything locked in. Get your fingers lined up. It's not all bunched up. Makes it a little bit easier to shrink. Let's see if you guys can see the fingers. that should work out pretty good. Alright guys, when I learned how window tint right after we get done shrinking it, we spray it down, a couple of sprays. Kind of helps the film to maintain that shape you just created by shrinking it. Kind of shocks the film. So I always do that, let it chill for about a minute or two. We're going to go inside the window, get that all cleaned up. So let's do it. So we got the back window nice and clean. Wipe down the plastic every time, just in case you hit the film on it. At least it's not a bunch of dirt. And check these things out. This thing's a lifesaver. You make it different angles. This thing saved me. So I'll also put another link for this in the description. So let's get to it. I'm gonna pull the film off, clean the back window real quick on the outside so we can see it when we're installing. And then we'll install the film. Alright guys, I'm just wiping down the back window so it's easier to see out of. We can work out if we have any fingers or bubbles or anything, make sure we catch them right away. Main thing about window tinting, if you're new to window tinting, you gotta make sure your environment's clean, the windows are clean. If you have to razor blade them, and then, just no fans on, no open garage doors, all that stuff will get into the window tinting. Alright guys, we're gonna cut off the excess right now. So we got the excess off, now we're left with our template for the back window. So we're gonna wet this side real quick. We're gonna flip it around. We're gonna do a little quick flip. Put it back down. See? You can tell this back window is pretty curvy from the way the film is. So we're gonna go wet the back window real quick, get that prepped up. Now you don't want to put too much, just enough to get some movement if you need to move it. And I'm gonna do one more cleaning before we do the install. This is a yellow turbo. Works really good just to clean the window one last time. So you guys can see it. I cut it like that so I can get into the crevices and stuff. So think about that. The small ones come like that, but I bought a big one and cut it down like that. So now we're gonna wet the window. That should be good. So now we're back over here, guys. We're gonna wet the film when we pull it off, and then we're gonna go over there for install. So we're gonna get this pretty wet. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave you over here so you can see me take the film onto the back window. So. Put the window tint in. You guys might be laughing, but that blow trick really works. If you ain't got enough hands and you gotta move that film, try blowing on it. That will save you. There we go. Get some of these big old bubbles out. So guys, if you don't get these bubbles out and you try a hard squeegee right away, it's gonna be a little rough. I learned my way. But if you get these out before you start squeegeeing, just make it kind of smooth, get smaller bubbles. You know, works out pretty good. So right now it's hard to see. So I'm gonna check it, make sure we got full coverage. Get that big bubble out. So everything's looking pretty good. So just so you guys can see what I'm looking at, I'm just making sure we're covered by those lines on the film. All right, guys, so it looks like we got pretty good coverage. So I'm gonna start with the yellow turbo. So normally we always start with the yellow turbo on the back windows, and then we'll go over with the Go Doctor. So let's get this going. Gotta spray it down, get some lube on it. So I always start in the middle. So one hard thing about these hatch, like the trunk like this, the wire wants to come back up through the window tint on the edges because the wire's flowing back that way. So it's a little fun. So you want to try to move the path of the wire to the side kind of, so it goes down the side instead of coming right back down the film. Let's do this last corner. Boom, boom, boom. Now work all this little wire out. Alright guys, so now we're going to go over with the Go Doctor. I always wet mine down, make sure it's nice and clean. This will, it will, but it can rip the film when you put that much pressure, how we do it. Because you want to put a lot of pressure on the defrosters areas, because you don't want water to be building up. You want a really clean install. So I just start in the middle. Work my way out with some pressure. Corners, you know, try to work your way in there. I'll go this way. We just have this top area. Let's go across first. One more time. Across. right, guys. So now we got our hard pass done. Now I like to go wipe it down real quick. Make sure we didn't leave any bubbles in the middle of the film or anything. I do a quick wipe. You know, just a quick one, nothing crazy. Kind of want to stay away from the edges right now because it's still a bunch of water. You don't want to get lint in there. So now, I turn my light back on. We're gonna close it, and then we're gonna make sure we didn't have any imperfections in the middle of the window or anything where we need to work them out. So, let's see what we got. So, I mean, damn, that's really hard to tell on the camera, but it looks really good from here. So, get this out right now. Make sure we didn't miss any soap in the middle. All we have to worry about is the edges, which is not a big deal. We can do that. So, everything looks good. So we're gonna pop it back open. We're gonna grab our peach card right here. I'll put a link in that too. Now we're gonna wrap it in a towel. You do a towel, paper towel, wherever you want. I like these Home Depot towels. They're pretty cool. Low lint, easy to work in, really thin. We just work these out. What I like to torch it. Just do real quick, not too long. Check the temp, it's not that hot. So we do that. Cool, cool. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Subscribe. My name's Mark at M2M Detail. Have a good day.